26 and St. Nick. Better be smart, better be quick. Ain't no mercy on these streets. Just angry eyes, long rap sheets. Danger on the corner, razors and knives. You learn young to stay alive. I'm a tough mother, real tough mother. I'm a tough mother, don't you mess with me. Don't you mess with me. Don't you mess with me. Lost my daddy, just a little girl. Almost destroyed my whole world. Stepped right into his big shoes. Now I lost my mama too. She passed away way too young.
Welcome back, everybody, to Counterpoint, a musician's tale. All along the Armstrong family of stations, and also our friends at clevelandrockandroll.com. Straight and to the point, ladies and gentlemen, she is the greatest blues singer on the planet. I know that embarrasses her to the utmost, but it's a fact. She'll be appearing with Blind Boys of Alabama Saturday, March 29th over at the Kent Stage. We welcome to the show. I am such a fan, and I love this woman so much, Shemekia Copeland. She is known the world over by her first name. That's tough to do. This is Shemekia is with us. Hi, Shemekia.
Hi, how are you? Happy to be with you.
Oh, it's so great to have you back. Me and my producer, Greg, were talking about it's like, man, it's been so long since you've been on with us. You were on one of our original broadcasts many, many years ago, but 1999 was your debut album, Turn the Heat Up, 2024, Blame It on Eve. I got to ask you, young lady, where did 25 or 26 years go?
Oh my God, I keep trying to ask myself the same question. I don't know what happened. I mean, it just flew by. It flew by. It's crazy. I don't know where it went. I know it's been great, but I don't know what,
it happened in a flash. You were the next new artist on the horizon, and now I hate to say it, you're a veteran.
Yeah, I've been in it for a while at this point. Yeah, it's great.
well, let me ask you about your career, Shemekia. How have you changed in that time since like 1998 to like what you're doing now? What do you think your major changes as an artist? Because you deliver on every album, but there is something that, probably you see personally that has really, changed in your music.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I have changed and evolved so much. I mean, when you make your first album when you're 18 years old, you just grow up. And that for me was the biggest change growing up. And then as life just happened, it's just been incredible for me. And for me, I put my life into my music. And so everything that I've experienced over the past 26 years or whatever, it goes into that music. And so for me, gosh, and I think the biggest change, even though I changed all the way up to that time, for me was having my kiddo in 2016, actually. I mean, before that, I had gone to Iraq and Kuwait. That changed me in a lot of, in big ways, going through relationships, marriage, divorce, things like that. But the biggest change came for me when I became a mom, because I had always talked about issues in my music, and it was always important to me. But after I had him, it became me wanting to help change the world in some type of way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love it.
And make it better for him. And so the first album I did after I had him was America's Child. And that's when I did a song called We Ain't Got Time for Hate.
Yes.
And ever since then, everything has kind of been on that level for me. But then my latest record, I kind of got more back to myself because I tried to, when you become a mom and a wife, you kind of, maybe, I don't want to say lose yourself, but you lose yourself because you're
Yeah.
caught up in dealing with them. And so my husband and my baby, and having that part of my life. And when I did Blame It on Eve, it was really a tribute to women and to myself, reminding myself of who I am. And I'm a tough mother, because of all the things that I've been through, not just because I'm a mom, but because of all the things that I've been through.
Well, that's a great transition there, Shemekia, because Tough Mother, it just sums it up in a nutshell. What a great single. I play the hell out of it on my radio
Thank
show.
you.
And the other one that gets a lot of accolades, especially from the women out there, is Wine O'Clock.
I know. I never thought that song would be such a big. Oh my God. It's so funny. The women love it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm glad I did that.
and the way the phrasing that goes on in that song is like, oh man, I've had a day and it's Wine O'Clock.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
where did you get the inspiration for that one from?
Well, it's funny because I work with amazing writers, John Hahn, Will Kimbrough. They're real geniuses. And
Yes,
it's
they
funny
are.
because I must have said that to John 1,000 times over the years. It's 1 o'clock. It's time for some rosé, baby. And so, and so it just got put together. It was so, I always say it happened organically because it was just, something we wanted to do for fun.
Yeah. I want to talk about such an illustrious career since you were 18 years old. You headlined music festivals around the world. You sang at the White House. You have your daily show on Sirius XM. I'm a huge fan of B.B. King's Bluesville. Accolades from Bonnie Raitt and Jeff Beck and Mavis Staples and John Prine and the Reverend Billy F. Gibbons. What do you feel is your career highlight so far, or haven't you achieved it yet?
I hope I haven't achieved it yet. I'm hoping for more great things. Gosh, I'm such a simple person in that I think the biggest achievement is being able to continue your career for all these years. It's almost been 3 decades that I've been at this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm continuing to work and evolve and grow. And that's not easy to do. And so I think for me, that's my biggest flex is staying in it and continuing to go. You have good times, you have bad times, but that's the biggest flex, just continuing to go, to do it and grow.
How tough is it to be, you're such a great mom. Everybody around you just talks about the fact that you are a hands-on, involved mom. How tough is it to be a touring musician too?
It is tough. I mean, it was hard for me, really hard at the beginning to leave my boy. But I changed things a lot after I had him. I don't go out on long weeks long tours anymore. I more so go out for days at a time so that I could get back home. So I've changed things quite a bit. But now that he's older and he sees what mommy does,
Yeah.
he's so proud of me. I mean, I gave birth to my biggest fan, right? And he knows what I do. And he
Shemekia,
understands.
and probably you're going to be your biggest critic too.
Oh, he is. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. I can't tell you how many times he said to me, Mommy, you sound good when you're on stage, but in the shower, not so much.
Oh my. Is that a reality check? Oh my goodness.
He was like, what were you doing? What were you trying to do in the shower? Because that was just, I don't like it.
I don't know anybody really that sounds, especially, I'm a gym rat, and I don't know anybody who sings good in the shower. Everybody everybody thinks they do. So don't take that as too much of an insult,
It's true because in the shower, you just, you're footloose and fancy free in there. You're just like, whatever, right?
Blind Boys of Alabama. What legends. Can you talk a little bit about how this tour and this collaboration came about?
Oh my God. The second that they said, we've got some dates we'd like you to do, I was all over it. I love those guys since I was 17 years old. I mean, I'd started doing shows with them back then. Uh, and I couldn't wait to do it. And it's been wonderful seeing those guys. Yeah. And
And
hearing.
now you're going to do your own thing, but you're going to join them. How does the night progress? Give us a little.
Yeah. So I do my set, and then
Okay,
they come out and do their set. And at some point during their set, I come out and sing with them.
very nice. And
Yeah.
I'm sure they're just great guys to deal with.
Uh, Total sweethearts.
Yeah, you're such a music sponge. Like I say, I listen to your show, and I love when you tell stories about, this person used to come over to the house when I was just a little girl. And what have you picked up from Blind Boys? What have they brought to Shemeka's career and Shemeka's style?
Well, once again, you talk about guys that have just been doing it for a long time. I appreciate that. It's not easy to do this work. And I love that about them. And then also gospel. I mean, I love that they mix they have such a good mixture. It's all gospel, but the sounds in it
Mm,
is different. And I love that. So
yeah.
I think they're very, very unique in that way. I don't
uh, uh, from one radio person to another, how do you like doing your daily show on Sirius XM now that you've become a radio star?
That show for me has been a total blessing. I started doing it a year before COVID, I want to say,
Okay.
maybe. And so when COVID happened, it just really helped me to stay connected to people. I felt like I was still had a connection with the music world and people who love music. And I love it. I enjoy it so much.
That
Yeah,
it
I
sounds
really
like
do.
it. It
Yeah.
sounds like it. Were you one of the artists? I talked to Joe Bonamassa a couple of weeks ago, or a couple months ago, sorry. And during COVID, he was scratching at the walls. What were you like?
Well, for me, it was a little bit different. I mean, because I had a small child. Uh,
True. Yeah.
so my baby was such a blessing. So it was weird because I was just about to start doing more shows because I had taken time off, to be at home. And I was just about to start to do shows. And then COVID happened. So it just extended my time at home. And trust me, you have a 3-year old or whatever, you're busy. So
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
wasn't.
There was no downtime in the Shemekia Copeland
there was really
household.
no downtime. I missed the stage, I missed performing, but at the same time I was in, full 100% mom duties.
Yeah, so stayed
So
busy.
it kept me very busy, fortunately, because it stopped me from going completely stir crazy.
I talk to so many artists, and blues is near and dear to my heart. I'm a blues person through and through. I really feel that the future of the blues is in really great hands right now. Shemekia, I love so many of the new artists. I love when I get new music in. Ali Venable and Marcus King and Kingfish Ingram, of course, and Danny
John
Wilde.
Tavius, yeah, yeah,
Oh my, I
John
mean,
Tavius
is
Willis.
oh my good. I
Yeah.
think it's really in good hands.
Yeah.
What do you feel?
I agree. I love all of these guys and gals that's doing the music, and I stay pretty close with them because I love what they're doing, and I know what it's like to be, in my late teens, early 20s, out here trying to start a career and be in this business. And things for them have changed so much. It's so different,
Yeah,
than when I started. So
I use the phrase a lot about carrying the torch of the blues, and I bring this up every time I get the a chance to interview, especially a female artist. In blues, the ladies are just incredible. And why do you think that is? Whether it's singers or guitar players, or I mean, the ladies really take center stage with this genre. That's what I feel.
I feel like that's the way it always should have been. I mean, what happened you know, in the 20s, you think about the 1920s, and that's when women were the only thing in blues, because they were huge presence,
Good point.
entertainers, very sassy, and then everything kind of changed when the electric guitar came into play, right? And it became more about the men. But now women are guitar singers too. So it's just, women are just taking their place, their rightful place in the industry is what, and they deserve it. We deserve it.
Well, I know you grew up with music in your house. Your father was such a tremendous artist. That album Showdown is forever going to be a part of my repertoire, man. I just love that record. But how did you know that you could hang?
Oh my gosh. I started singing when I was like 3 years old around the house with my dad.
Yep.
And I never fancied myself a singer. I still don't. I think all these people, they be doing all of this singing and all of this stuff. I feel like I'm just different. I don't sound like anyone else, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I like that. It's just the original sound, but I'm not a fancy singer or anything like that. But I think how I knew that I could hang was when I realized that I'm not like everybody else.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And you
Yeah.
can be your own unique self and do you, because nobody can do you better than you,
Right.
you
Right.
know, except of course maybe AI. And
Oh, frightening, isn't it? Seriously, let's
I
talk a little.
know.
Let's talk a little bit about that.
I
It's kind
know
of frightening, isn't it?
it's kind of frightening. It's frightening.
Oh,
But but yeah, so I think it's just being your authentic self. And I am in constant competition with me, nobody else but
yeah.
with me. And that's how I stay on track.
Well, you do such a tremendous job with that. And once again, the Blues Music Awards, you have four nominations: Album of the Year, BB King Entertainer of the Year, Song of the Year, Contemporary Blues Album of the Year. We'll just say, I hope you sweep all four. I'm telling you that straight up. But we'll say you just get one of them. What is out of those four? What is the nomination that means the most out of them?
I hate to say it, but I don't think too much about awards. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Oh, no, I would
It's
expect
like,
that from you. Yeah, I would.
yeah. And, for me, being nominated is an honor. I love it that the fans and the peers, they love the stuff. Always when you win something, it's the icing, the icing on the cake. But I mean, for me, I'm super proud of being a contemporary female blues artist.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I have been for a very long time, keeping it contemporary. And so I don't know, maybe I say contemporary album, because I
Yeah.
feel like it's a very contemporary album.
Uh, when do you get the fire that you know it's time to put together another one?
I got fire in my belly right now. Yeah. I mean,
So,
I always do. So I'm always ready.
so what you're saying is it's constantly burning.
It's always
Yeah,
burning.
it's
Yeah.
constantly burning.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, I did Blame It on Eve. It did so well, and I'm so
oh,
proud of this album. And so now I got to outdo it some kind of way.
uh, it's a pretty nice honor, Shemekia, when you are compared to yourself and your own work. I never hear anybody say, well, this album isn't as good as like a Coco Taylor album, or this album isn't as good as, Etta James or Susan Tedeschi or whatever.
Mhm.
You're compared to yourself
Mhm.
because people expect greatness from you.
Yeah.
And you know what it's like.
Mhm.
You can't go. I don't know if Shemekia Copeland can ever do a 100% all covers album because they, your fans want you to be great.
Yeah, they want me. I think at some point, I think they definitely expect a certain thing from me now at this point. Yeah. Yeah, for
And
sure.
you expect it from yourself.
And I expect it from myself. I mean, I just do crazy things. There's no, yeah, I talk about my life. There's not too many people that would put out a song called I Fell in Love with a Honky. You know what I mean? Like, who would do that? But it was such a great song for
Yeah,
me, and
for
people
sure.
love it. And
Yeah.
and it's wine o'clock.
Yeah.
uh, you know, I think I'll have another glass, the world can kiss my ass. TikTok, it's wine o'clock. It's crazy.
Yeah. No,
So
really, you can really turn the camera on yourself, and you do such a great job with that, with your career. I have found out from those around you, especially members of your band, talking to them when we've done shows together, you are one hell of a cook. And I know this is not the cooking show, but who taught you? What is your specialty, and is there a cookbook on the horizon? I guess let's talk about it, because they say you can really whip up a meal, girl.
it's a first of all, I do not fancy myself a cook or anything. I cook with love, and I cook just what I was taught. My mom was a great cook. My grandma was a great cook. My great grandma, great cook. Aunties. So I just cook what I learned to cook from them, and I like to experiment. So I'm always trying new things.
Well, what is your specialty? What would you say is, like, you just knock people out with?
Let me see. I've changed so much in the way that I've been cooking. We do a whole lot of, my husband is a good cook as well. So we do a lot of smoking and barbecuing around here.
Okay, gotcha.
And so, but I would say like vegetables, cabbage, um, um, collard greens. I love to make different types of beans, real country food.
I'm waiting for that. Seriously, I'm waiting for that cookbook, man.
Yeah.
I maybe include it with your next album, but
Yeah.
I know you hate the accolades, and one of the titles that I don't know if you've ever accepted yet is Queen of the Blues, the reigning Queen of the Blues. I know you don't like it, but in 2024, the National Blues Museum in St. Louis, they recognized you with their prestigious Trailblazer Award. And that is really, really something, Shemekia. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. It's so funny because somebody put it to me this way just recently, one of the younger kids in the industry, right? And it kind of hit me hard because I thought about it. Like for me, Coco Taylor is my queen, but
Yep.
it's because I knew her, and she was my mentor, and she was so incredibly good and kind to me. So I will forever think of her as a queen. But one of the young guys just recently said to me, "We didn't know her. So for us, you're our
Mm,
queen." And it hit me like a ton of bricks because I'm like, oh my God. You know what I mean?
mm.
So I thought to myself, okay, I get that. You know what? It makes sense to me, but I still am not comfortable with calling myself that. I don't know if I ever will be, but seeing it from another person's point of view, it made sense to me.
Well, I just got one quick little Coco story, and she meant the world to me. And she would send me a handwritten Christmas card every year up until when she passed.
That's
And I
she
have
was
them all, I can only imagine what kind of relationship you had, calling you on the phone or sending you a
always.
note. Yeah, always making
Yep.
sure you're good.
But she would only talk to me for about 5 minutes. She would talk to me for about 5 minutes, and she said, "Baby, how you doing? Do you need anything? Everything all right?" It was short conversation. And I'd be like, "Coco, I'm doing good. I'm fine." She was like, "Okay, well, let me speak to your mama." Because it was like, She
I want to
and
find
then,
out the real
and
story.
then she'd be on the phone with my mama for an hour. So that's how that went. Yeah.
What a gem, and the and the true queen. The influence that this trailblazer honor, I just want to stay on this for a little bit longer. This award honors Shemekia Copeland's enduring influence and to celebrate her as a leader who not only carries the torch of the blues, but also illuminates a bold path for the future.
Wow.
Wow.
I know. I think wow to that too. That's amazing.
And it's so true, Shemekia. It is so true. And I wish you nothing but the very best. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, a shameless plug here. It's Blind Boys of Alabama with Shemekia Copeland. It's March 29th over at the Kent Stage in Kent, Ohio. You can get your tickets right now at kentstage.org. You've played that room a whole bunch of times. I know you love it.
Love it. I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun.
The great Shemekia Copeland has been our guest today on Counterpoint, A Musician's Tale, and for ClevelandRockandRoll.com. My name is Cornel Bogdan. Shemekia, let's not make it this long. Let's get together soon, okay?
Absolutely.
Okay. Love your music, girl. Love your music.
Thank
All the best to everybody out there. Peace.